Welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch in Love2d and Lua. Yesterday we got our animation tiles working, so we can draw as many animation tiles as we want, and then it'll get populated here. So that's good. We are trying to work on what I'm calling, that was jacked up, what I'm calling is like a stenciling. A cabin stenciling is what I'm calling it. So it's like if we're here inside the cabin, there needs to be a cabin door that renders just on top of us so that we can't be seen. And I'm just thinking of something too. Our head will peek out. But yeah, we'll be taking a look at how we're rendering tiles in this game currently and see if we can figure out some sort of render order layer so that we can draw tiles on top of our character. Because right now the ground tiles are in the map, and then we draw all those first, and then we draw our character that's in the scene. So the character will always be on top of all the maps. So we have to add another tile draw that goes for all the things that are above the player. And our walking is messed up. Like, our walking shouldn't be like moving left or moving right like that. It really shouldn't. I don't know if we'll fix that today, but let's see if we can take a deep dive into how we're rendering tiles and see if we can figure out how to get a tile rendering on top of our character. What up, K-Tron? How's it going, dude? I got burned programming today on I was trying to do my web deployment programming. So programming with Nginx, my web server, I just couldn't get my websites working, and like it was like really frustrating. So I'm a little fried from programming today, but I'm hoping we can get some good progress done on this. Now we'll call this cabin stenciling. Okay, so let's take a look at our scene and we'll see how we're pulling off some rendering. You remember the error we got where everything was crashing? Like when we were drawing certain tiles on certain places, it was crashing. We fixed it. So now we can draw tiles, animated tiles on the entire scene. So that's all we did yesterday. It was like, I'll show you what it was. It was really easy. It was if we go to our map declarations, we should have a modulo. This is what we do. So like we were using that modulus operator to keep the values between 1 and 10, but it actually doesn't give you values 1 and 10. It gives you values 0 through 9. So we're saying like if k was equal to 10, meaning it was the last tile ID, then 10 mod 10 is actually 0. So we have to set the anim call to be equal to 10 if that k was in fact 10. So it was only crashing when we drew in the rightmost column, and that was because at that column anim row k was 10, which gave us a 0, and it was trying to draw a tile ID at index 0, which didn't exist. So we have to say, hey, anim call is actually a 10 instead of the 0. So we were, whatnot was right in the sense that it was trying to index that 0 value. So we just had to catch that 0 value and set it to 10. But other than that was basically all we did yesterday, was fix that. So one kind of confusing thing is, in the game currently, there's only tile IDs. I want to call them like naked tile IDs because they're not in a table. They're always they're just dumped in the scene. So like we've got So what the funny thing is, Katron, in most of the programming world, 0 is like super prevalent. 0, I mean, like binary, right? Zeros and ones. Like zeros, like they don't forget 0. So Lua is weird in that sense, where we have to kind of ignore 0. Every other programming language, or most other programming languages, you need to consider 0 at all times, because most programming languages are 0 indexed, but Lua is actually 1 indexed. So Lua is the kind of outlier here. So we have a map table that holds our stuff for each, map is like the 1010 wide collection of scenes. But when we go to insert them, we're putting them just inside the map, just like this. So we're inserting the tile ID just directly into that 2D map array. So if we imagine a 10 by 10, on the first scene is a 1 by 1. That is the entire first of our game. I'll show what that looks like. So this would be map 1-1 at the very top left. Now when we go to insert these tiles, we're just inserting them. That's why I call them naked, because they're just being placed in there. They're not being placed in a field called ground tiles or first layer tiles or anything. They're just being plopped in the map themselves. And then the map itself doesn't have any reference towards a row or column. It doesn't know what that is. All it knows is there's 80 tiles, and we're going to draw the 80 tiles in a specific manner. So let's see what that code looks like for drawing the tiles. And if we can pick it apart, we can see how we might be able to fix our issue here. So we actually looks like we render in the map class. So the difference between a scene and a map is a scene can potentially hold 2 maps if we're transitioning. So a scene is a reference to the current map as well as the next map, where a map is just one map, like one 80 tile set of what we're looking at. So it looks like this is how we're doing it. So we go, we do a nested for loop here, where for every height we do something a width amount of times. And what we're doing is putting the value. If we look at this self.tiles is a table, and we insert, so self.tiles is, if we look at what this does, is it gives us an empty table for every height. So every row has a self.tiles empty table. Well, our self.tiles is the tiles for the map. And then this loop goes ahead and gives us 8 tables for, 1 table for each row of height we've got. And then for each one of those rows, we're putting in what I'm just calling count, and that's just an incrementer to pull the first tile, then the second tile, then the third tile, then the fourth tile. So all it's doing is it's looping through this, going through all 8, and then once it hits 8, because that was how much map width we had, then it's going to go, and this is like the nestedness of it, it's going to go increment y by 1. So then we're going to be incrementing the next set of tiles into self.tiles at index 2. So self.tiles is just 8 different tables. The table 1 at index 1 will have 10 tile IDs that are, from left to right, all the columns of the row. So our tiles at IJ would be the row that we're at and the column that we're at. Row, yeah, that's right. So tiles, self.tiles is the the row and the column. So that's why it's YX instead of XY, is because Y is the rows and X is the columns, just because that's how we made it. We could have swapped it, but then here's the draw where we're actually drawing what these tiles look like. So this is just a way, all we're doing here with this local tile gets self tiles YX. All that's doing is making it so that we can do tile ID right here instead of doing self.tiles at yx.id, because that's just kind of hard to reason with. So what we're doing is we're taking, this is going through every one of our tiles, starting at the top left. And we're saying, okay, this first tile, we're just going to call it tile. And then all we're going to do is love.graphics.draw, and it takes in an argument of the atlas, which is our tile sheet, and then a quad, which is like a section of the tile sheet to draw. So we're saying draw the specific tile ID quad in our tile sheet, and then we draw it at an X and Y, and we have to do this junk because of the 1 index. So we have to say X minus 1 because X starts at 1, and we need to draw it at 0 pixels. So like the table are 0 indexed, but we have to consider 0 pixels. 0, 0 is the top left part of our scene here. So we have to neutralize that X value, so it's not 1. We multiply it by its tile size so that every subsequent tile will be drawn at, they're 16 wide. So the first one will be drawn at 0, second one will be drawn at 16. So we offset it by that 16 essentially. And then the adjacent offset X is I think part of the scene transition. So like if our scene is moving, we have to adjust it. I actually think that might have something else to do. I mean, let's see if we take out this adjacent offset and see where it draws the tiles, because I'm kind of curious. So it looks like it draws them normal. Ooh, okay, so yeah, it is for the transition. It has to know how to draw when they're transitioning. So once we're transitioning, we get an adjacent offset that gets changed over time. So we have to move those so that the current map will scroll off, or the new map will scroll on rather, because the current map scrolls off by using the translate function, and that kind of handles that, but we need to draw the new one on with this. Okay. Okay, so what we're trying to do, if we look at the map, we have to look outside the map because the map is drawn in the scene and the player is also drawn in the scene on top of the map. So if we look at our scene, we'll see that, okay, we render our map, our current map. Now, current map and next map are both a map object, so our map class, whatever you want to call it. So we're rendering our current map. If we have a next map, if we are transitioning, then go ahead and render that next map as well. And then we render our player. And then look, we added this yesterday. Okay, well now we need to render our top level tiles. Now this is not how we're going to do it, but we need something similar to this draw request, except we only need to draw we need to draw from our tile sheet atlas at our tile ID quad at the X and Y of whatever value is equal to a top level tile ID. So it's tricky. I mean, I'm new to this, so this is not so straightforward, and especially since I don't know what a good way of doing this is, so I'm kind of just figuring this out. We could do something like we're doing with our collidable map objects, right? If we take a look at how we're doing that, collidable map objects. We do this thing where we're going to go... Where is it? Right here. So we need to do something like this for our top level tile IDs. So we're gonna give our map a table of top level tile IDs, and then we're gonna cycle through all the scenes in that map. Now we do have access to a secondary layer drawn from tiled. So we did add this top level layer, which if we look at our 7.2, where's our 7.2? If we look, nope. Okay, 7.2, we do have a, oh, we took it off for some reason. But we need to add to our top level the thing that needs to render above, which is not only the door here, not only the door, but we also need the thing above the door, because that needs to be above us as well. So if you look at that, that's the thing that we need to render on top of the scene, on top of the map, on top of the player. Top level tile is what we're calling it. Top level tile ID or whatever. So if we were to export this, we'd say, okay, export as a global map. This will give us 2 layers worth of data. And we are, I believe, already extracting it. We did work on that. We go to map declarations and we go here, layer 1, we're extracting each value, putting it in every index of tiled map. And we do have a top level tile map. I'm gonna put this tiled map because we're using tiled to get it. Top level tiled map. Okay, so we should at this point be snagging the IDs. Now, if we look at what the ID actually exports, it's a bunch of zeros. For anything we didn't draw, it is a bunch of zeros, which if we accidentally try to draw any of those tile IDs that are any but the 2 that we just drew on the top level, I'll show you what that looks like. It'll crash because a tile ID of 0 is going to give us that same 0 indexing error. So we have to basically ignore all the zeros. We say, okay, if the top level tile ID index is not equal to 0, then go ahead and add that tile ID into the tiled map. See now, and then this is even more jacked up. Since it's holding all 80 tiles and drawing all 80 tiles, we have to either segment, we have to choose something. We have to say, we could just say render a transparent PNG over the top of everything in the top level tile and kind of replace index 0 with a transparent tile. That seems a little wasteful, right? It would work, but we would, because, yeah, let me show you, before I get too ahead of myself here, let me show what's in the global map. We've got this layer, which is ground tiles, and it gives us 9,000 tiles of our ground level. And then we should only have 2 values in this top level tile data. And it's going to be midway down right here. 223, 278. Now there's a bunch of zeros in between because it's calculating the global tile map. And this is why we had to write this data downloader, because it holds all, like 8,000 starts here, 1 to 900 to 2 to 1,800 to 3 to 2,700 or whatever it is. And so that's why even though the tiles are stacked, all the zeros are all the tiles in between that pixel and that tile ID and the next one for right here. So all the zeros are from here to here, going all the way that way, because on our top level, those are all zeros. So it's tricky because we can't treat it like we did with this other one. We can't just say, oh, if it's not equal to 0, go ahead and insert that into the top level tiles, because at the end of the day, once we do that, the scene will have a top level tile of only 2 tiles, and it'll be 1, 2, and we don't know where to draw it. It's just a tile ID, and it's just two tile IDs. Like, we don't know where to draw it. We need to draw it at the place we find it at. So we have to kind of, I don't exactly know how we would do this. We could do like what we're doing with the collidable map objects, where we're saying like, go ahead and insert a function called insert top level tiles, and it takes in an ID and a row and column, and then go ahead and every frame render our current scenes dot top level tiles, run those functions that replace the tile ID. We could go that route. We could go the transparent tile, where we just render a transparent tile instead. I don't like that idea. It's a lot simpler though. Let's try the transparent ID idea. We'll try that, and if I absolutely hate it, we can always make it better. But if we get it working, we might just call it. Because the other thing is, I'm trying to finish this game in 2 or 3 years. We're already about 6 months into development, and we've got walking around, so we have to start really making some progress here. So if I'm stuck on drawing a door in front of a person for too long, we're not going to ever finish the game. It's a good excuse to just do the lazy way, right? Okay, so the lazy way would be to cycle through all of the top level tiles, which we have access to in our top level tiled map. And if it's a tile of 0, we would replace it with a transparent tile ID, which we actually, I don't think we have a way to do that actually. Because if there's nothing, if we draw it with a transparent, it's just 0. So I don't think, I guess we'd have to give it the tile ID of one of these transparent parts. So we could just decide that this one is our transparent tile ID, and we can get the number of that, and then we can, let's see what that value would be. 75. Oh, that's nice and clean. So the 75, we could say cycle through all our top level tiled ID maps, tiled ID values, top level tile ID values, and if it's a 0, meaning we didn't draw anything there, go ahead and set that tile ID to 75. That would then insert 75, so that we are still inserting 80 values into every scene for our top level tiles, but when it renders it, it would just render it clear. And we'd have to just remember not to draw anything on 75, tile 75. I mean, the alternative is to do something like we did for collidable map objects, where we insert a function that just manually overwrites one tile ID. Let's try it this right. Let's try it this way, and then if we're feeling fancy, we can get it. So we have this top level tiled map instead of tiled map. So top level tiled map in camel case, we're going to go to our scene, and we're going to go to after we render our player right here, top level tile renders. So we need to loop through our map. So we need, for I gets 1, for as long as our map height and we have to do a width amount of a height amount of things a width amount of times. So we'd say for j gets 1, for comma map width do. So this will loop through all the tiles in our map, current map, and then we would want to say something like table.insert into a top level tiles. Now we don't have this. We have to give this an empty table upon the init. So if we look at our map, it's actually not a map. It would be, yeah, you know what? Let's put this. Yeah, we don't want to. This is where we would render. This isn't where we would assign the tile IDs. So we want this code, but elsewhere. We need to render the top level tiles, but we need to give us the top level tiles first. So would that be in our scene or would that be in our map? Probably in our map. Yeah. So let's take a look at our map. Then we'd have to, so our scene does have a reference to the current map and the next map. So if we assign it to our current map, we should be able to loop through in our scene and draw them. So we'll go to our map class. We'll make sure we have a table to store these things in. So self.toplevel tiles. Top level tile IDs or whatever. Top level tiles. Okay, gets an empty table. Cool. Now we have a top level tiles. Then here, after we insert into our dot tiles is the tiles for the ground, essentially. We can probably call it ground tiles after this, but after we see, this is the what I'm talking about, where we're inserting a collidable map object function, which takes in two values. Let's not get distracted. Let's go here and we'll say, okay, after we've got our ground level tiles, let's go ahead and get our top level tiles. So we should probably do it a lot like we're doing the map height and map width above, where we give us an empty tile, an empty table at the row level, and then we insert the value into the column level so that we know where these tiles are. So we can say, hey, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It just depends how we render it. Let's just keep it the same because of consistency. And we'll say, go ahead and at our self.toplevel tiles, go ahead and insert this empty table. Then we're gonna insert into our self.toplevel tiles at this index. We can say this. We can say do the same way for Y and X. Now I keep Y as row because Y goes up and down, right? And X goes left and right. So I'm giving columns X and I'm giving rows Y. So top level tile Y, we're going to give ourselves not an empty table this time, but we're going to go and modify its ID field, which this will actually create the ID field in there. And then we can say the map at the current row column. So we do have to give, we can say that our map now has a top level tiles, or we can say, okay, well, we're just worried about the self.current map. So the self.top level tiles. Can we do that? Yeah, that Y would get, no. I think all we have to do is give it just whatever ID. Yeah, so what we're trying to do here is it's tricky. It's because ideally we do the same thing that we're doing to render the ground tiles, but not in the map. We want to do it in the scene. So instead of saying in our map, go cycle through the quads at tile ID. See, because like we need the 2 level tiles so that we can draw right here easily with the X and Y. So I think it is right to keep it in 2 layers like that, but we should do it. We should we're not worrying about drawing them in this map. All we're doing is populating our self.top level tiles with the correct IDs. So what is the correct IDs? Well, we need to cycle through we need to pull these IDs not from the count of the map row, but from our we need to assign we need to crap, man. We need to pull the actual values from this second layer of tiles. So right now we're not actually putting them anywhere other than this global table. So like we have them here in this top level tiled map. So instead of tiled map, that's all our ground stuff. Top level tiled map will hold all the values for this higher layer. So instead of... This is getting confusing. Cause we're using our ID table. Gosh. Yeah, so like our map has 80 values. And that's what you get if you try to index anything. It's like this third aspect of the array here, map at row, column, count, that will be the tile ID index. It will resolve to the value that's stored at that location in the index. So count can be as much as 80, and it will give you the 80th tile if you want. So what we need to do is pull from our not our map, but our top level tiled map at the given row and given column. And then we can say, we can do this count again as long as we initialize count here. Or we set count back equal to 1. It's already local. So we're saying, okay, now take all 80 values from this top level tiled map. That should have 80 values. But we need to check first if it's a 0, because if it's a 0, we need to reassign it to 75. What's up, Squatch? How's it going, man? Yeah, we need to say if the top level tiled map at this given row and column. Now, actually, we don't have the ability to do this because all top level tiled map is a list of 80 things. So we need to kind of see where we're putting the tiled map into the map. Oh my goodness. We need to find where we're using this tile map. Nope. This tiled map, we need to find where we're assigning this into a 2D array. Right here. No. Yeah, I mean, this is just the... just all 80. We say, oh, put it into here. Okay. So we need to do something similar. Yeah, we need to do this same exact thing, but for our top level tiled map. Because what this is doing is taking that tiled map of 8,000. Oh, has it been rainy? That's cool. Might want to crack my window open if it's got some rain smell. We got to take these 8,000 IDs and put them into this table at a map row map call. Yeah, because we need... This is converting all those 8,000 tiles into the correct 80 values. Correct 80 values for each corresponding map row and map call. So does that mean we just need a top level tiled map to hold a table of tile IDs? I guess. I mean, we have to. We could add in a field to this map already and have it be the top level tiled map. So maybe that's the easiest way. Let's see where we define things for this map. Right here, we say for every overworld map height, width, and yeah, okay, so this is for, for all maps. So we're gonna say, okay, well, at our map, we're also gonna give ourselves a top level tile IDs table, and it's gonna be empty by default. So now each map has a table where we can plop in these top level tile IDs, similar to how we're plopping in our ground tile IDs to our map i.j. Now, yeah, let's keep going. There's so many things I want to do differently, but without the it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be easy to get overwhelmed. So I'm gonna try to take it slow. Okay, so once we insert our tiled map tile ID into the map row map call, what we would do similarly is ignore that the logic for everything else isn't there, but essentially all we're trying to do is, instead of putting the tiled map dot tile ID in the map row map call, we want to put it in the top level tile ID, top level tile IDs table. And we want to put, I guess we could call it, this is called tiled map, so this one would be called tile ID, and we're going into the tiled map. So our corresponding map is called what? Top level tiled. Gosh, I'm forgetting what it is. Top level tiled map. That's what it's called. Top level tiled map. So instead of tiled map, it's top level tiled map. And then we're inserting the tile ID from this top level tiled map into here. So we need to do something similar. So if I know I don't like to copy and paste, but we're just trying to see if it works. We can make it look prettier after that. So this is for top level tiles. We're gonna do the same thing, right? Because all it is, this top level tiled is the same exact thing, just at a different layer. So it's 80,000 tiles of the right tile IDs, but we're trying to place them in a different table. So this is the top level tile downloader. Now we've already got this logic that goes through. It takes a tile ID through the 9,000 values. It keeps track of a scene call, a map call, how many rows we've inserted, how many global rows. This is all the nastiness that we had to do to get the 88,000 tiles in the right spots. And then instead of inserting into our tiled map, we're going to insert the value that's in our top level tiled map from this second layer data, and we're going to insert it into the table that's at our top level tile IDs. Now we should give ourselves this top level tile IDs in the map, or not in the map, up here where we declare it. Right here, we give the top level tile IDs. So every map, all 10 maps, 10 wide, 10 high maps will have their own top level tile IDs table that holds 80 tile IDs for whatever layer. So the ground layer, the top level layer. So the ground level layer are held in the map index, just naked in there. And then our top level tile IDs are in the top level tile IDs table. So now that we've got, ideally, I think we should have a top level tile IDs for a current map row call. Maybe we could print those values up and make sure it's in there, or we can just keep going and hope we did it right. Top level tile IDs. Okay, so now we should have a top level tile ID. So let's go back to our map or scene. I think it's in our scene. So our current map okay, so this doesn't have, like, where are we? Oh man, this is jacked. Okay, we don't need a table in our map because it's already we already populated it in the global map object. So when we go to render, where are we? Where are we in the scene? Okay, it is in the map. Okay. So right here, we insert into our map the tile ID, but then we insert into not this, but our map object at the given row and given column, because that's the current map, dot top level tile IDs, top level tile IDs, I believe. Right? That's what we just did. Top level tile IDs. Holy crap. Okay. Top level tiled map. Top level tile IDs. Yes, that's the field of the map that we're doing. And we're gonna say the index of the count. So we can say count gets count plus 1. We initialize count to 1 here. Then we increment count. Okay, so at the end of this, in our map should have a dot top level tile IDs, which is a table of 80 values. And the 80 values should be the 80 values from the specific map row that we drew and exported. So if that is correct, this is jacked. Okay, we put, well, yeah, let's keep walking through, because what we're doing is in our map object, we're giving ourselves a nested for loop of, there's an empty table for every row, so all 8 rows, and then there's 10 values for every row. And those represent all the things we're going to draw. So now that we've got the tile IDs in this 2D top level tiles array, we should be able to draw it. And we don't want to draw it in the map. The map is fine to render the ground, but we need to render it outside the map. But what we can do is look at our map render for the tile IDs and take that same logic and use it for not the tile ID of our self.tiles, but the ID of our self.top level tiles. That's what we want. And we want to do that in our scene after we render our character. So we render our character, then we're going to cycle through the map, and we're gonna render through the self.current map, because that's our top level tiles are in our map object. So current map.top level tiles. Did I do that right? Top level tiles, yeah. At YX for the row and height, we're gonna draw the tile sheet of the quad at the tile ID, yes, because we saved it there, at the right adjacent offset X. Okay. Top level tiles, map 35, we crash. Self.top level tiles, oh, we need to get a comma here. Okay. Top level tile at 37. Son of a bitch. Attempt to perform arithmetic. Okay. We on our render here, yeah, we don't have access to our we could do, and we probably should do, our self.current map dot adjacent offset X. If we didn't do that, then if there was a top level tile on the next map, we wouldn't see that scroll over with the next, well, yeah, with the scene transition. So if we draw it like that, hopefully we don't crash. Son of a bitch. Bad argument 2 to draw at scene 218, right where we're at. Bad argument 2 to draw. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? What did I just do? 218. Okay, bad argument 2, the quads tile ID. Okay. Let's take a look at quads in our map quads. What? So what? We can use our quads table. That's just in our constants, I want to say, or like, where is our quads? We do it in our play state quads. And I guess I thought that was global, so why is it mad at that? Tile sheet. Tile sheet is the master sheet. Quads is the... I'm in NeoVim. So that's what you're looking at here. It's not very glorious, I guess you can say, but I've got a way to kind of cycle through my files. I can cycle through, I can assign them to like little keys and kind of hop through them. I can do find and replace easy and all that stuff, but mainly it's because of the key motions, right? So like I'm getting better at typing and stuff in NeoVim here. There is an LSP with like some auto formatting or auto complete and whatnot. 2. So I'm a little confused why we can't draw quads at a tile ID. Oh, no, yeah. We should be setting the tile ID. So like it could be failing at this .id because we don't give it, I think in our map, we should be saying that we set the ID to, where is it? Yeah, right here. We say that the ID gets this value here. What up, Magnetonics? How's it going, dude? Yeah, we should have, dot top level tile IDs at index count. Yeah. So what we're assigning into the ID here is, yeah, the value of the index of our top level tile IDs that's in our current map. So it should be able to insert that there. We're like Magnetonics, we're super close to figuring out how to get our stuff rendering on top of our character. I mean, I say we're super close, but we could be way off. But we get a bad argument too because it's not getting a quad. So I guess if we just redeclare this quad, I don't know. Where is this in the? Oh, this is in the render. Yeah. So if we look at where this other quad is defined in our map, when we render, where is it? This is in our play state. So, quads with an S versus quads with an S. Did we do quads? Quads, yeah. Why are we crashing? Quad expected got nil. So the quads are, 1 is the first sprite, 2 is the second sprite. Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate you. Nice. Worked on some UI. Sweet, sweet. That menu come together. The quads tile ID is probably no. Yeah, let's see if we can just put any one value in there and see. Oh, we didn't set. Oh, you're exactly right, Squatch. Because I don't think we ever set our zeros to be 75, did we? In our map, I want to say that. Did we set it to 75? We want to ask, yeah, before we insert this, we want to say if our maps row, yeah, because the 0 is the first value that's in there, and it can't, a quad of 0 is no thing. So we have to say if it is a 0, meaning a transparent object or a non-drawn object in our tiled, that we would say if that top level tile IDs at that count is equal to 0, then we're gonna say go ahead and assign that value top level tile IDs at index count to be equal to a 75 instead. And that's our transparent tile. So it's like it knows how to render a 75 tile ID. It doesn't know how to render a 0. So if we didn't draw something, go ahead and just render a transparent one in there, or save a transparent one in there, and maybe that'll fix it. Oh, Well, we've got... Oh, look at that. Yes. So it's not rendering our map anymore. But look at the stenciling there. You know, it looks like he's going in the house like we wanted. Yes. So why aren't we rendering the map anymore? Right? Like, that was cool. It was mostly wrong, but a big part of it was right. So we're drawing... Oh, you know what? Yeah. Now we need to say, hey, if the... What up, Prosto? How's it going, man? We need to say... Because what's happening here is we're rendering the tile ID over our current map. But if it's a transparent tile or an empty tile, we need to just not render it. So we need to go... Okay, hey, no worries, Prosto. I appreciate you stopping in and saying hi. You're always, welcome to just be here, man. Yeah, thank you. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Thanks for stopping in. So yeah, we want to go to our scene, and once we render our current map, then we render our player. This is in the update. Okay, we render our current map. If there is a next map, we render our next map. Then we render our player. Then we need to only render this if the quad at tile ID does not equal 75. And then I think it'll solve it. So, because we don't want to insert the non-drawable tiles over. I was thinking that they were transparent and it would be able to render fine, but I think what it is that it's just black. Like it's like nothing. I don't know how to describe it, but we're gonna say if the quads at this tile ID, if that value equals 75, actually we would only want to render it, we would want to insert these top level tiles if it does not equal 75. So we can say if not equals 75, then we go ahead and render those tiles. Let's see. I got a good feeling. Son of a bitch. Well, so let's see if we render only if equals to 75, we don't get our door here. So what is it? We're missing something. Okay, yeah, I definitely won't be here in 2 hours, but thanks for stopping in, dude. Yeah, like, because not equal, if it's not equal to 75, we reassign it to 75 if it was 0, so that we can render it, and then they're all 75. Only on the top layer. Yeah, tile sheet. Yeah, because the top level tiles, that's what we're trying to insert. Oh, we're close. Because we should be rendering, we are rendering our current map. Because if we, we're rendering our current map fine still. It's just that when we go to render this, if it's... Yeah, I would think we'd only want to render the tile ID if it's not 75, which is if it wasn't not drawn. So like if we did draw something in our top level tile ID, we would want to render it. It's just that we're rendering it. Do we have to set a color? No, what's happening? What the fuck? It doesn't scroll off. Wow, that looks really trippy. What can we do? Because yeah, this is drawing the right tiles. It's just that it's drawing black instead of. It really did look like some weird, like Willy Wonka fever dream. Do we set? I mean, let me see if we can do a love.graphics.set color and just set it to like a transparent color so we can see like, let's just do like 200, 200, and then like 100 on the alpha channel. Okay, that didn't work at all. Okay, we can kind of see it. You know? The problem is it's rendering this black. 75, yeah. 75 is a nothing tile. 75 should be, if we look at here. Oh, and you know what? Maybe our tile had the wrong, well, let's see. We should open our tile map master sheet. 75. Oh, son of a. When did we add black? When did we add black to this one? What are the odds that the only square I picked was what had a black freaking square in there? Like, what? Look at that. Look at that. Now we're not getting the ground level. Wow, this is really close. But oh fuck. Oh no. You see the door over his head there? This is really close though. Oh god, it really sucks. It's gonna really suck to try to fix that. It's gonna really suck. We'd have to do some conditional rendering of the top level tile based on the positioning of the player, I would think. And then the scrolling isn't working off screen, but I thought that we would have done that with, well, it's close. It's close. So let's do, that is interesting. I thought, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we could only, it would look weird here, but so we could, and what sucks is we're only rendering one thing at a time, so this isn't as cool as I thought we'd be able to do it, which is like render, we could choose to render two different layers, because right now at the end of the day we're modifying the tile ID that's in the map. Well, let me see. We're just drawing the tile sheet because what I'm confused about is why, if we don't draw this, there's black in the door, because we put never mind, we added the black at that spot so that it could be okay. Let's do Squatch's idea and try that. But what we will also do is put we'll put black here, black happened to be the tile that we used to be the background color. And then it happened to be the same sprite I chose to export as a tile, transparent tile. So we're going to save as master sheet, and then we're going to reload our tiled. And we're going to reload our tiled. And we'll do... Yeah, I think we want to do what... Well... Yeah. Okay, yeah. So Squatch, you said to modify the door sprite to be half height. So we would make like a bottom half door thing, right? So like we would have one door, or like this. What I'm trying to say is this door should be cut off here, like you said, half height. So that's what goes above. But we need also this bottom part of the door to go over the black that we're going to be rendering first. So we put that right here at the bottom of the black. This is what goes in our ground level, and then the other one is what goes in our top level. So if we go save as, master sheet, replace, reload our tiled, then we can make magic happen. I'm hoping. So if we just delete what's in there, how do we do this? Delete what's in there, and we want to put in our ground level, we want to put this bottom half of the door, which is the bottom half plus the black. And then on the top level, we want to put this half door, which it doesn't look like it updated our half door. Yeah, why is our half door not changed? I undid the delete, so we've got to do that. Delete. We got to file, save as, master sheet. There's the music that you're listening to. It's programmed in Sonic Pi. That's the code for it. Let's reload tiled. Let's save and reload. Okay, that's the top level. Okay, so here is where we would need to draw the overlap. It is over here, right there. This goes right here. So that's the overlap part. Now if we go and export as a global map, it should be in there. So let's go see. Okay, it's a little wrong. It's not rendering the top level tile. It's because we turned it off. Let's turn it back on. And there we go. We don't overlap. You know, it's not on top of us, but when we walk in, I mean, it's a little janky. It's a little janky on the turns. But we could do, we could have the whole the other tops of the tile here rendering there. Yeah, I mean, it's close, right? I think we can scoot it up just a bit and then add the top of the... Good idea, Squatch, because yeah, we can scoot... Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's scoot. We want our ground tile to come a little higher than this. So we need to go... Let's take these next like 4 pixels and we'll put them right here so that it's like that. That's our new ground level tile for the door. And then we want to draw these 3 as the top level tiles as well, and maybe even that. And then we'll make sure it's rendering appropriately, but we'll save as a master sheet, and then we'll go in here and we'll reload. Okay. So we want the new... Oh, it loaded the new one. It's a little bit higher. And then on the top level tile, we do want that, and we do want also the other... This. Boom. No? Okay, we want that and this. Those will all be top level tiles. Is that right? No, that's not right. I messed this up. This goes right here. Okay, so yeah, that'll be the top level tiles. And then we might want the top half. We'll see. We might want the top half of the other ones too. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah. See how his hair, well, I don't know if you guys can see it. Every once in a while his hair kind of peeks out on the other side. But like, look at that. His nose can stick out. I mean, you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. I did see his hair again. I mean, if it's like that, that's okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the... Let's get the top half of the other tiles too. We'll get the top half of these things. So we'll come in here. Yeah, we also want that. Okay, let's try that. So on the top level, we need to add this right here and this right here. Probably should have gone one more pixel down, but that should help. File export, global map. Yeah, you're right. I can't touch 75. Although I kind of like it. Yeah, you're definitely right. I can't touch 75. I gotta just remember that one is saved. That one is reserved. Ideally, we should just make that. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. You know what? Yeah, we should probably put transparent like right here or something. We'll just remember that it's here. We'll remember. And then we'll put, this'll be, fuck. You caught that a lot faster than I did, Squatch. File. Not export, save as. Okay, let's reload this. Okay, now we will put the correct ones here. Right there, and right there. Sweet. Now we export as global map. And now we should have the ability to walk inside the cabin. Nice. Yeah, I mean, we still peek out. I mean, I guess it makes sense that we should make the door maybe 1 pixel wider so that we don't stick out as much like that right there. Because it's not, it looks good. I mean, it looks good. It's very much going inside, right? And then like once the player hits a certain point, we would like trigger a fade to black so that we could load the next scene. Oh, that's looking awesome. Let's make the door maybe 1 pixel wider if we can. Although I don't think we can. I think it's... Let's see. Yeah, we should be able to make this door 1 pixel wider here. So let's do that. And then we'll go over here and make sure that this is a little wider too. Like we can make it curve out. Maybe that. Maybe we'll have one more. Yeah, let's try that. And then what was the other thing I said we'd do? Let's just see what that looks like, I guess. Nope. Not what I wanted, not what I wanted. Yes. Save as master sheet. And it should be already loaded in there because we modified the same tiles. So I think we might be okay to export. Okay, let's see. Nice. Yeah, that looks better. He doesn't peek out as much. Oh, that's looking great. It does look like a little bit of a tiny entrance. It looks like the entrance could be 1 pixel higher. Yeah, let's make the entrance 1 pixel higher. And then we'll add it to the other doors as well, the other cabins. So let's get the door to be 1 pixel higher here. Yeah, so we'll move this. What am I looking for? This tool. Okay, 1 pixel higher. Actually, let's do 2 pixels higher, and then we'll round out this door a little bit more. And we'll go down to here, but then take this color and round it out a bit more like this. Let's try that. It's so nice that we can just have it update like that. let's turn this on and go over to our other cabin and say, see, like, I don't know, it lost some spunk it used to have. I think it's because the brown tile doesn't go over to the left here. Not that. Yeah, let's do this dark brown here, like that. And then yeah, I'm liking maybe that. Okay, so now let's go look at the ground tile, right? This part needs the why is this not letting me do it? Okay. Ground tile gets that ground one, and then on the top level we need, oh my goodness. On the top level we need this, and then also the whole top. Yes. Okay. Now if we save, export as global map. Now let's see. Nice. That rounded door looks so much better. Yes. Yes. His nose still peeks out in there, but he's pretty clearly like inside the house. That's looking awesome. Now we could make this top level house not collidable so that we can walk further inside the house. Let's do that. It's a little weird that we can't walk all the way in. So what we're gonna do is in our A sprite, why do I keep clicking that? A sprite. We just need to move this one. Over here. It needs to be out of this tile range for collidable map objects. And then if we do this and we save as, we reload this, we should be able to walk all the way inside it. So we have to come here and we draw the one tile above. Oh, needs to be more than that. Let's move it. Yeah, I messed that up. Let's move it down by the other one. As long as it's outside of these red row range, then we should be able to not collide with it. So let's do this. Need to reload that. Yeah, it doesn't quite work like that, Squatch. It doesn't matter what level layer it's on currently for doing the collidables. I haven't gone and made a collidable layer just yet. So it's still rendering collidables based on the tile ID of what's being drawn. So I have to do it this way currently. But I do think I would like to make another layer of collidables. I just haven't got that far yet. Export as global map. This should allow us to do it though. No, what the heck? Wow. That's really jacked up. And we're not drawing that. What is going on? Why can't I walk? So jacked up. I thought for sure I'd be able to walk up through this. Maybe the middle map. I don't know why it's not letting me walk up through this. I thought that this would fix it. Because we can collide with this layer. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we should be able to walk up. I don't know why we can't walk up. And then we got to get the render for the adjacent offset working too. I'm going to double check tile ID and make sure we didn't screw up. Maybe that's the issue. Let's try that. We should be able to walk up through the house. Nice. Oh my gosh, look how cute. That's so cool. Yes. Okay, now let's get the adjacent offset rendering working. So we kind of have to treat the original map as if, or the top level tile map as if it was, what am I saying? We need to treat the ground level map as if it is also the top level tile map, so that it's rendering there first. And then we'll render the character over it, and then we render itself back over it. At least so that it'll preserve ground level tile export. Yeah. So now it won't fix the, oh gosh, file export as global map. And then now it'll be that same, well, how do we screw that up? Oh, we need to make black. It needs to have black here. Did it? It had it there by the time we were scrolling on. Yeah, okay. So we do need to make it black here. Okay. And then if we make, on the ground level, we need this. Oh shit. Are we already screwing this up? No, ground level is, oh crap. We need to make a ground level. This piece needs to have the top. Okay, we need to do one more sprite, I think. Because we need this outline, but we need a ground part of it. Yeah. Yeah, we need the clearness. Yeah, we need the clearness back from here. Yeah, we need that clearness, but we need to make this one to have the top. Gosh, I think this is right. This is what we render first, is the door. That gives us the background of it, and then, oh, but we're only rendering one tile. We're not rendering any more than one tile. And we can't do the transparency. Okay, I'm a little stumped. Because yeah, if we really were doing multiple layers of rendering, we could do something like this. But we're actually just replacing what we're rendering, which I guess the other thing we could do is if we kept it like we used to have it, and we have the transparent one down here, and if we save as this, it's tricky because we're only rendering one tile, so we can't have this stacked. Here's the background, here's the stencil that goes over our character, because the stencil needs the transparency, but the transparency will allow the background to shine. So we could just say that the background is black, and then draw this part with transparency in there. And then it'll reveal the black background underneath. But that still doesn't fix. Okay, we have to figure out how to get the drawing adjacent positioning to work. So that's working. But yeah, let's see. So when we begin a transition, we're only drawing it there. So I think if we draw in our scene, when we render, it has to be inside this pop. But, oh God. Because look, if we take this player and put it inside the translate, he like super translates off screen because we're tweening his value. So he has to be outside of a pop, and the pop, from my understanding, is like the end of this push. So it's like we're kind of separately doing this render so that we can translate only the map. So we might have to do another push if shifting translate for just the top level tile renders. I don't exactly know if that'll work, but we can try it. We can try to. We need to push and pop so that we can translate only this stuff. If we're shifting, we translate the camera of just that tile. I don't know if that'll work. It looks like it worked. So now what we can do, oh, there's our walking bug, son of a. It says we're in idle, and it says our input list is down. Okay, well, we really have to fix that crap. And it looks like he's doing little circles. It's just jacked up. We have to fix his walking, man. Walking shouldn't be broken 6 months into development. But let's draw this, instead of gray, let's draw this black. I think that would be in our play state, maybe. Let's do a grep search for a set color. And where would it be? Not in the scene, maybe in the play state. Set color white. It might be a clear, actually. It might be a dot clear. Right here. Okay, if we set this to black, it should be what we want. That wasn't it. Oh, that was in our title screen state. We haven't even implemented that. Yeah, let me go find clear again. In our play state, clear gray, that's what it is. Clear black. Cool. Yes, yes, yes. And, oh. Why is that? Okay, maybe I'm imagining stuff. Oh, that looks pretty good. Yes, dude, yes. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Did you see the house change colors? We forgot our top stencil for this one. Even that isn't bad, though. I mean... Okay, let's add the top stencil. Oh, my... Okay, let's go to our top level and make sure. Yeah, we need the top stencil here. Booyah! Okay, that should be it. Well, wait a second. How were we rendering? Yeah, we need this on the top level too. Okay, that should work. Damn it. What would we... We drew it only in the ground level, right? We drew... Okay, I don't get why that's causing that to mess up. But if we go here and we say, you know what, this isn't in the top level. No, we need it in the top level. I'm not sure why that's causing us to not walk over. We fixed it somehow, and then I broke it. Top level, no. But ground level, that's not right. Yeah, we can walk through it. Or like now we can walk up there. So it doesn't like, I don't get why it would stop us from walking up there if it's in the top level. But if it's in the ground level and the top level, it'll just get replaced. The top level has nothing to do with stopping us from walking anywhere as long as it's not in that same tile ID range for collidable map objects. So I don't get why. We might just be on the wrong layer. Well, why? It's working now, so I don't know what was wrong. Okay, sweet. This is awesome. This is awesome. Yes. Sweet. That's so cool. Okay. Well, we can walk inside the cabin now. Right? Like it took us, we worked, what, an hour, almost 2 hours on this today, but like, that's huge. That's awesome. Took us 2 hours to walk in a cabin. Look at how cool. That's awesome. That's sweet. Okay. I do want to check out, there was like this one folder I had called Master Sheet Export. Why do we have this? I think we just need to delete this. It's just an old export. We don't need to be committing that. Yeah. Yeah, man, I hope someone can, you know, watch this and think that they can do it too, because they totally can. It's literally just like figure one thing out a day, you know? It's like, can I get a tile to render today? Can I get a square to move today? Can I get one pixel art made, you know? Like, it's just small successes over and over and over again. Sweet. I love that. That's awesome. So now we can draw animatables on any frame we want. We can draw a cabin that you can walk into on any frame we want. And our rendering is like taken care of for us. You know, we can't collide with certain things depending on which ones we draw. That's really cool. So today was the first day that we were implementing a second layer of tile IDs that we're exporting from tiled. And then that is cool. We don't do it in the very prettiest way. We'll probably clean up some of those. We'll clean out this commented out stuff. Although I am curious, I'll leave the commented out comments because Prosto, friend of the stream, yesterday shared us a little snippet that we might be able to do that initial method we tried, but with Prosto's brains behind it to mitigate the closure issue in Lua. So like, I'm gonna leave that because we might be able to do that so that we can, if we were able to get that closure working, then we can skip maybe like 16 lines of code for each layer. So that could be cool. Let's take a look. We added a bunch of stuff. We're going to commit with a message saying we can walk in cabins. Uh-oh. It doesn't like the exclamation points. Okay. Sweet. Oh, one thing I just thought of is, I don't know if I'm signing my git commits on this computer. Oh yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Oops, I committed a weird-ass git commit message. Let me see. Yeah, let's amend this. I don't want this. Git add. We'll do, I think it's git commit amend? Maybe? Git commit tac amend? Let's try that. Git. I don't know if that works before or after we've pushed, though. Shit. Oh, amend with 1M. Okay, yeah. We can walk... Oh, crap. This is in nano? Why did it spit me in nano? Out. Exit. Push. Shit. I don't like having to do that, but it'll fix the commit message, which is now committed. Okay, cool. Sweet. Well, hey, Katron, thanks for hanging out tonight, man. The guy who got me programming is streaming. I'm thinking about just raiding him. Oh, he's playing a game. Let's see. Don, the developer, is also playing a game. Let's check out the team. Hey, thanks, Sasquatch. I appreciate that. I'm glad we got that worked out, because I was really fried working on some web server stuff today and getting like nowhere. So it was nice that we made some progress here at least. I'm trying to find an indie game dev team member to raid. Everyone is just streaming themselves playing games. Here, we'll raid Year End. He looks like he's doing some cool modeling stuff. So let's do Year End and nice. Yeah, so I'm using Nginx to host my React app and Next.js app. And like I've got it working. It's just that on my works Wi-Fi, the domain resolves as a malicious URL, even though I've got my SSL certificate and everything. All right, we'll raid Year End. He's part of the Indie Game Devs team, but thanks for hanging out, everyone, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We'll work on some more stuff. Thanks for watching. Firewall stuff. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I was getting this end of PR message or whatever. I might message you about it, and maybe you can help me. I'm trying something new. I'll see if I can get it working, but we'll see. Yeah, have a good night, everyone.